Vicky, otherwise known as the Freeform Fairy, and today we're going to make my gluten-free scones together. Now, these can be made gluten-free and dairy-free, and you'll find the full recipe on my website, which is www.freeformfairy.com. Now, hopefully you've got all your ingredients together, so the next step is to show you just how easy it is to put it all together to make your scone. Okay, so in my bowl I've got 350 grams of self-raising flour, gluten-free of course, and into that I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and I'm just going to give that a quick stir. Now I've already softened my butter just to make things a little bit easier. Just get my recipe back up. So into that we put in the softened butter. If you want to make these dairy free, then you just use stork, and again just make sure it's a little bit soft and get your fingers in there and get nice and dirty. Now this is something that the kids really love doing in this house, so if your kids are at a loose end and they fancy a little job, this is a great recipe to include them in. Rubbing the fat into the flour is something that I remember doing as a child, and it doesn't seem anywhere near as boring when you're a child as it does when you're an adult. Okay, so you've got your kind of pretty fine breadcrumb like texture, and into that you want to add your milk. Now I'm going to use ordinary milk here just because that's what I've got in the house, but you can use any dairy-free milk. So I've got 175 mils of milk that I've warmed in the microwave for 30 seconds. Now into that I'm going to add a little dash of lemon juice, and that's just to sort of sour the milk, and it's a bit like, it's basically making buttermilk. But if you're dairy-free, obviously you can't get dairy-free buttermilk, so that's your way of doing it. And I'm also going to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract into the milk mixture, and then give that just a quick stir. And that will look pretty disgusting because the lemon juice will curdle the milk, which is, don't worry, that is supposed to happen. We're just going to go with 2, not liking things too sweet. Give that a stir around, smooth the scales, and then once that's just stirred around, you make a little well in the centre, like a little hole. And if you wanted to at this point you could add raisins or any other dried fruit that you might like to add. My kids hate having bits in their scones, so I'm not going to do that with these. And then at this point you would put the oven on and make sure that you've got the oven really hot, so it needs to be on at 220 degrees, which is 200 degrees for a fan oven, and you place some baking sheets in the oven to make sure they get hot before you place the scones onto them. So I normally put 2 in the oven, get them really hot. I'm not going to put the oven on because it makes a really loud noise, but that's what I would do. And then while they're heating up, we carry on and make the scones. So you just add the milk into the dry ingredients and very carefully combine the ingredients. And here the key is not to overmix. So just with your fingertips really, bring that all together. Again, it's another mucky job that the kids probably enjoy doing. You really don't want to overwork this dough. It's one of the keys to making nice light scones is to not overwork the dough, so you need to bring it together obviously to get it to stick together, but you don't want to keep going once you've got it to that. And then just put a little bit of flour onto your cutter, and I use little cutters because they're for the kids, and push down and gently prise it out. And there you go, there's your first scone. Push down, gently push it out. and then you keep going basically until you've used together like dough. Squeeze it. Hope you can see all this on the screen. Okay, so just squeeze it together so that you can cut more out. Now you're ready to just brush them with either a bit of milk or a bit of egg or a bit of soya cream to give them a nice glaze. Pop them onto your hot baking trays and get them into the oven quickly. And then they bake for around 10 minutes until they're risen and a nice golden colour, at which point you take them out and try and resist eating them immediately. So there you have it, fresh out of the oven, my gluten-free scones. If you want to make them dairy-free, as I said before, you can just follow my recipe and use the substitutions and you'll get gluten-free and dairy-free scone. So next time your friends are having a cream tea, don't feel jealous, just come home and create your very own version at home. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up on YouTube and tell your friends and family, and also visit my website to find lots of other free-from recipes at www.freefromfairy.com. I hope to see you again soon. Bye!